National Occupation Classification, NOC. Choosing this is a major task when it comes to Canada PR, and no one wants to make a mistake as it could turn to be a costly mistake. I was also having this challenge with the diverse industry experience of 15 plus years. I was confused on which primary NOC to choose. So in today's video, I will be sharing you my experience of how I went about doing this through process of elimination. And after watching this video, you will be expert in choosing the right NOC with confidence. That's my promise. So all you need to do is watch this video from start till end. Don't skip anything, as there are many tips through which you will get empowered and feel confident. And if you are a new subscriber to my channel, kindly press the subscription button as well as bell notification so that you don't miss out any of my future videos. Okay friends, when we made this express entry plan on what score we need to have to be competitive for express entry, few things were very clear. That our English proficiency had to be at least bare minimum this, and we had to have a 3+ years of experience in the primary national occupation classification. And in my case, I had 15+ years of experience in diverse industry, and this is how it looks. And in my wife's case, she being a finance professional, she had spent her time in few companies in this way. Okay, this was our case. So let's see the screen. On Canada government's website, if you look at this national occupation classification, for you to be eligible in express entry, you need to be either a skilled worker, okay, I will go through this, skilled trade, or Canadian experience class. Now whichever category you are, you please go open that and read the way I am going to do with my thing. So when I open the skilled worker category, the requirements are skilled work experience means that you have worked in one of these national occupation classification job group. Managerial job, skill type O, and then there are skill type A for professional jobs and B for technical jobs and skill trade. So if you go and look into what this is in detail, you'll get to know each of these are categorized based on the job and skill. You must show that while working in your primary occupation. So here I need to select the primary occupation correctly. You perform the duties set out in the lead statement. So we will read through the lead statement of the job descriptions little later. Remember this is very important, as this is what will be the guiding factor of the occupational description in the NOC. This includes all the essential duties. Remember, I'm stressing on this, all the essential duties and most of the main duties listed. So when we are selecting the NOC, we have to ensure that whatever is listed in the essential duties that are covered, and most of the main duties also need to be covered. So there is some flexibility when it comes to main duties, but the essential duties has to be met. After reading this, there is very little chance of confusion. Let me read the statement entirely first and then we will interpret. Your skilled work experience must be in the same type of job, have the same NOC as the job you want to use for your immigration application, called your primary occupation, and this has to be within the last 10 years. So if you look at my table, I have 15 years of experience. So this first thing goes away. This government service goes away. I will have to only focus on the last 10 years. It has to be paid work, have been paid wages or earned commission. Paid wages or earned commission. Volunteer work or unpaid internship don't count. So if you have volunteered or you have done internship where you have not been paid, you cannot show that as paid work. At least 1 year of continuous work or 1560 hours. You have to read this carefully. 1560 hours, which totals to 30 hours per week, and you can meet this in few different ways. Okay, so full time at one job, 30 hours per week for 12 months. If you are in a full time in one job, you need to show this. At least you have worked 30 hours per week for 12 months. And if you have been in a part time, then the number of hours per week you have to calculate to target this 1560 hours. So here the example shows 15 hours per week. If it is less, the number of months you will require to complete 1 year will increase, and if it is more, then the number of months will decrease. So you have to look at this. Full time at more than one job, again it has the same 30 hours per week for 12 months at one job. Okay, so there is no confusion in this. I have been a full-time employee, so has been my wife. So we had no confusion on part-time, internship, unpaid, paid, all those things. So we had to focus only on the full-time job which I showed you. Okay, now let's go to the screen again. So I have already talked about this. For part-time work, you can work more or less than 15 hours per week as long as it adds up to 1560 hours. So this is the maximum you get for the part-time work. If you have been working on part-time and if it exceeds 1560 hours, that will still be considered as 1560 hours only. That is 1 year. Okay, so that's how the counting happens. We don't count any hours you worked above 30 hours per week. So in my case, as well as in my wife's case, when we were working in India, our timings were 9 to 6 and 9 to 6:30. So this goes well beyond 40 hours per week. But for this express entry as well as Canada PR, they will only consider 30 hours per week. So if you have even worked 45 hours and you think you can carry forward that extra 15 hours and show that as additional year, that will not work. I hope this is clear to you. So in each full-time job, you must have worked for 30 hours per week. That is clear? Now, for us, the task was to choose the right primary NOC. On this website, when I typed project, no list came. It might happen to you also. So don't worry. Go to this website. I'm sharing the link below. You can use this and type the word which describes your job duties. In my case, I typed project and I got this list populated. So I checked possible titles and started to exclude which did not match. Okay, let me quickly run through this. After entering project, this entire list got populated, and here 0211, this is the NOC code. Engineering manager is the title, and then the occupation category comes in 0 and skill level is A. You remember OAB, which I had shown you earlier. So here, looking at the matching job titles, engineering service project manager, I had done work in this. So this was one potential NOC. Then I also worked in computer and information system as a manager. So 0213 is another option. And then looking at this option, 1221 administrative officer. So here also, if you look at the project manager option, non-technical is also here, and then project administrative officer. So this entire list gets shown to you. And then I've also worked in movie and animation industry. So 5131 producer, director, choreographer and related occupation. When I look at this matching job titles, again there is a mention of project manager visual effects. So these are the possible options which I had. Now in all this, I have to choose the right primary occupation, and for that, looking at engineering manager. Okay, for this code, engineering manager, what are the example of titles? I looked at the titles. Okay, so I did not have the title which befits the requirement. The main duties, what is mentioned here, I have done all these main duties. Okay, and looking at the employment requirement, a bachelor's degree in engineering is usually required, so that was also not a problem. Registration as a professional engineer, P engineer, by provincial or territorial association. So when I read through all these things, I was not confident if I can show this. So this was a no. Now this list also has additional information which you can read through, and then exclusions means what does not get considered in this engineering manager list. Okay, so accordingly I looked at all the other options, what possibly I felt that I fitted into that category, and that made my job easier when I went with process of elimination, and that gave me the confidence of which job I should make it as a primary occupation. Same with my wife. She had following options, and when we went through each of this in detail, we were confident of the NOC what we have chosen, and also confident that we will be able to provide the references what is required to be submitted. So this gave us much clarity on how to go forward. Okay friends, you saw finding the right NOC is not at all difficult. It is just few hours job, and there is no better person than you to choose this NOC. You will choose with confidence once you follow this process of elimination. And if you know a smarter way to do this, please comment so that others benefit out of this. And in my next video, it will be continuation of this, where I will talk about the mistakes to avoid when making the reference letter document. And if you have any question related to that, please do drop so that I can incorporate that in my next video. I hope you found this video interesting and informative. Please do like, comment and share with all your known people who have Canadian dreams. Thanks for watching Canada Tried and Tested.